Fortunate are the people who do not have civilization-destroying neighbors. The Armenians, however, cannot be ranked among those happy nations because of various Turkic tribes which penetrated into their homeland from regions as remote as Altai over 1,000 years ago. One of the oldest and most famous cities of historical Armenia, Julfa, used to lie on the left bank of the river Arax in Yerenjak district. Movses Khorenatsi, the father of Armenian historiography, was the first to make reference to Julfa as an Armenian township as early as the 5th century. Julfa is recorded in many historical foreign sources documenting it as an Armenian territory. The city used to have a great number of scriptoria. The oldest of the manuscripts date from 1286. Julfa had several stages of development. The last stage traces back to the early 15th century, when some of the inhabitants of the medieval Armenian capital of Ani resettled in Julfa after the fall of their own city. Half of them escaped to Van and Julfa. The others settled wherever they could. As attested by John Newbery in 1581, Julfa had a population of 3,000 houses. In the late 16th century, the splendid city was considered the magnificent capital of Armenia. Luis Pereira de la Certa, Portugal's ambassador to Persia, visited Julfa on the eve of its residents' deportation by Shah Abbas in 1604. He wrote, "Julfa, lying within 3 jornatas of Tabriz, is a large Armenian city with no Muslim inhabitants." While deporting Julfa Armenians for the purpose of developing trade and crafts in his country, Shah Abbas was assisted by Tahmazghuli, a Georgian prince of Somkhet who had converted to Islam. According to the Shah's order, Julfa Armenians were given only 3 days to leave the city. Those staying there after the deadline were threatened with death. The deportees had to cross the river quickly, without sufficient number of boats. As a result, a great number of people drowned. However, that was not the only calamity to befall Julfa Armenians. Shah Abbas called for Tahmazghuli Bey and asked, "Have you not burned down the buildings of the city after the deportation of the residents?" Receiving a negative answer, he ordered that the Bey return and do so. In the spring of the following year, the Persians invaded Julfa for the last time to finally get rid of the remaining Armenian refugees who had managed to escape deportation.